Here we are, you guys. I'm going to talk to you about something I am very passionate about in this lesson. I want to teach you how to charge what you're worth without apologizing. One of the most frequently asked questions I get is, how do I price my products or services? The answer to this question is going to vary greatly by business, industry, and offering. But I wanted to give you a few scenarios and insights I've learned through my own experiences and my consulting clients. My goal for you in this module is to get you some clarity, because clarity leads to confidence, and confident people can charge more. Now, what I've learned in my consulting experiences is that 90% of the people I talk to are not charging enough. The situation in which they're not charging enough can vary greatly. The bottom line for you is that you have to provide value for what they're paying for. And you can't do that by making up numbers or just charging what your competitors charge. You may need to be charging more, or you may not be providing as much value as they are, so you may need to charge less. We're gonna get into some more reasons why you may need to change your prices and different situations in which you may need to be charging more. I wanted to give you a really quick list right here of situations you might be in where you are not charging enough. You may not be charging enough if you're turning people away, if you find that you do not have time or money to spend on marketing because you're too busy. If you have a waiting list and you can't get to clients, you might not be charging enough. If you're working so hard that you are frustrated or burnt out or tired of your business, you may be not charging enough. If your client list is so long that you're dropping balls, you may need to charge more so that you can focus on your top few and hopefully good paying customers. A lot of entrepreneurs think that because they don't have as much business as they want, that they can't raise their prices. But remember this, people value what they pay for. You have to charge your value or they will not value you. Sometimes you may not be getting enough business because you actually may not be charging enough. You might get more business if you actually charged your value. The bottom line is you have to think about the value you're providing. Okay, now if you find yourself in the situation of having too much business and therefore not charging enough, I'm gonna talk through a couple of scenarios here. You may need to decrease your value and free up your time so you can offer to more people. Service offerings are harder to scale because they require your time, and product offerings, which are easier to scale and duplicate. It's easier to order more and then just sell more. It takes very little extra time to just ship another item. The idea of decreasing your value to match your prices instead of raising your prices is one thing I want you to think about. Now, if you have too little business, you may not be offering enough value. And here, I want you to be thinking, if this is you and you are in this situation, I want you to be thinking about your customers' problems. Because what people value is the solution to a problem that they are experiencing. Now, you might be saying, I'm not making enough money, so how on earth am I supposed to provide more value? But when I say provide more value, I'm not talking specifically about tangible things. A lot of value can be provided with intangible touch points in your brand strategy. This can be something like looking the part, having a uniform, showing up on time, the way you phrase something, making sure that you clearly explain your pricing philosophy and how it solves your customers' problems. And another way that, surprisingly enough, you can increase your value is not being afraid to sell. Your customers do have dollars and they are willing to part with those dollars. They just want you to convince them that it's going to be what they want at the end of the day. Now, at this point, you may be thinking, okay, Whitney, I'm not making enough money and I am providing a lot of value. If you find yourself in this situation, look at where you can save money and save time. You can do this by focusing on your margins. When I say this, there are a couple ways you can focus on your margins. Figure out how to make your product or service for less. So could you lower your manufacturing cost if you have a product, or could you outsource the work to someone whose hourly rate is less than yours? The next thing that you can do in this situation is build more efficiencies into your service. This might be creating a new workflow for a process that you have to perform, or hiring someone who can do the work for less than you can. The bottom line is I want you to have clarity around what you're worth so that you can increase your confidence, so that you can confidently sell what you're worth and stop apologizing. If you have any questions, you can post them in the Slack group or click the link at the bottom of this video and submit a question via the form, and I'll see you in the next lesson.